Hello, this is News Plus on Via Television. I am Deborah Ndukaifi. Health Workers Union, under the umbrella of the Joint Health Sector Unions, has suspended its 12-day-old strike after meeting with the President Bola Tinubu on Monday. JSU National Vice President Obinna Ogbonna confirmed the development. Ogbonna said the strike had been suspended due to the progress made during the engagement with the President. The Health Workers Union commenced an indefinite strike on Thursday, 25th May, following the alleged failure of the Nigerian government to meet its demand. Part of these demands include payment of the omission and shortfall in the COVID-19 hazard inducement allowances of affected health workers in federal health institutions, amongst others. The 14th Brigade of the Nigerian Army Ohafia on Sunday raided a baby factory at Umunkwe, Umvosi in Isialangwa local government area of Abia State, allegedly operated by an indigene of the area. The troops on arrival at the facility rescued 22 ladies, out of which 21 are pregnant, including 2 babies, a boy and a girl, alongside other household items. Troops raided the baby factory following an intelligence report that the owner of the factory was selling some of the babies to criminal agents for ritual purposes and others for child trafficking. It was alleged that the woman was also constituting a nuisance in the area, and sometimes human parts were seen around the building. According to a member of the troop, the owner of the baby factory is currently at large, but efforts are ongoing to apprehend her. However, one Catherine Onyechi Ngwama, 34-year-old chef at the facility, was arrested by the troops. Now, there was a mild drama on Monday at the Shabo area of Abeokuta, the venue of the Ogun State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, when hoodlums suspected to be political thugs invaded the area and scared away politicians. The thugs in large numbers stormed the court to support their political parties as the tribunal began sitting. Some of the thugs were seen holding canes as a minor clash broke out between supporters of the 2 major political parties in the state, the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party. It took the intervention of fully armed security operatives comprising the police, DSS, and civil defense, who dispersed the thugs before peace could be restored. The security operatives also prevented political supporters from entering into the premises of the courts. And President Bola Tinubu on Monday tasked security and intelligence agencies in the country on the importance of sharing information and intelligence amongst themselves, saying holding such resources could be counterproductive in the fight against terrorism. State House correspondent Dorcas Bello completes this report.
This is a new office of the National Security Advisor and other facilities at the National Counter-Terrorism Center in Abuja. The president takes a tour of this facility.
I'll just show you around the gallery and then make our way to the
This is a depiction of our counter-terrorist elements in training. And this is the end result, having rescued people being escorted through the safe corridor.
He tasks security and intelligence agencies to share information and intelligence among themselves, saying hoarding such resources could be counterproductive in the fight against terrorism.
Terrorism is not unique to Nigeria alone. It's across the world. And we have to fight it. We have to eliminate it completely. And we as Nigerians are looking for economic revival, prosperity, and development. Then we have to give priority to security. You can't have a disharmony in an orchestra of this security plan. We must focus on one tunnel, coordinate shared information, shared intelligence, coordinate and work harder. Then you cannot hoard those information. You cannot hoard the intelligence to succeed. I'm glad Nigeria is on path to succeed. We will, I assure you, and we'll make it a priority. And that is why I'm here this morning. A first visit. I commend your efforts. I'm with you. Let me know what you need and what you want me to do. I'm ready.
The president calls for proactive measures and deployment of the state-of-the-art facilities in the combat to ensure achievement of economic revival, prosperity, and development. His mantra seems consistent. Security should be of optimum priority. Playing host to the president is the National Security Advisor, Major General Babagana Munguno retired, who sees this tour as remarkable since the visit becomes the first engagement of the president outside the villa. Mungono sees this as a reinforcement that the president is ready to ensure that security is restored across the country.
This is the very first engagement you are having outside the presidential villa. This reinforces your commitment, your dedication, your inflexible rigidity to ensuring that the security misfortunes of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and by extension the sub-region are overcome within the shortest possible time. The very action of you coming to see the facilities in this office, which basically is your office, illuminates your desire to ensure that we have a safer country for all other undertakings of government on behalf of the people of Nigeria run smoothly. Mr. President, at this juncture, I want to ensure the total commitment and dedication of the Office of the National Security Advisor to Your Excellency in ensuring that you realize the promises you made to the Nigerian people during your election. The first place you visited, being the National Counterterrorism Center, is a manifestation of the desire of collective security agencies to ensure there's harmonization in whatever we do so that you get filtered, timely reports on your table as quickly as possible.
Mongono, filled with a sense of moral determination, pledges that the Office of the National Security Advisor will steadily dedicate itself to supporting President Tinubu in the accomplishment of security commitments he made to the Nigerian populace, thereby boosting their morale. From the State House in Abuja, Dorcas Bello, Viewer Television News.
And now, former National Director for Legal and Public Affairs of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Evangelist Kwakmo Samuel, has called on Nigerian President Bola Ahmed to disassociate himself from the Islamization conspiracy. While briefing newsmen in Jos, Evangelist Samuel frowned at the viral video going around for the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, portraying other faith as less important. Nasiru Saidu reports. Take a listen.
Former National Director for Legal and Public Affairs of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Evangelist Kumkar Samuel, in a press briefing, frowned at the statement made by former Governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, in the viral video while addressing some Islamic clerics.
Malam Nasir El-Rufai spoke like one of the religious bigots that have been working underground to set the nation on fire. Amongst his ill-motivated statements, which I can only paraphrase for now, El-Rufai in his speech wondered why he should give them in court a deputy governor when most of them in court cannot vote for his party. That he calculated and discovered we in court can win election without them in court. Hence, why giving them a deputy? From El-Rufai's classification of the citizens of his state as them versus us, one needs no angel to tell you that he cannot be exonerated from the wanton killings, demolition of houses, and places of worship of Christians in Kaduna State. Malam El-Rufai went further to state that Islamic dominance of government in Nigeria will bring peace, justice, and fair play. He told his audience that in the course of the electioneering campaigns, when they, in court, try to ask questions on why the Muslim ticket, he deceived them in court that it is not for religious dominance, but in reality, the ticket both nationally and at state levels were for Islamic dominance. He said further, the victory of Asiwaju has silenced the Christian Association of Nigeria. The question is it only Muslims that voted for Asiwaju? For the records, Christianity does not practice deception as a principle or mode of operation. The Holy Bible admonishes Christians to say the truth at all times. Christians are also taught unconditional love regardless of religion, region, and background.
He calls on the Nigerian President Bola Ahmed to disassociate himself from the Islamization conspiracy.
We call on Asiwaju to be mindful of friends, associates, and politicians like El-Rufai who seek to work with him, as they will do more harm to the system and the nation, and nothing good come out of such. May I also use this medium to call on our governors in Nigeria, particularly our northern governors, to truly work towards removing our battered citizens from poverty, insecurity, and the likes, and ensure the provision of good health and other benefits of good governance, rather than to dwell on preaching hate and religious and tribal differences.
The new government is just starting at both state and federal level. Evangelist Samuel calls on the new leaders to represent the people irrespective of religion or ethnic background. Nasser Saidu, Viewer TV News, Jos.
The Rivers State Police Command said its men killed 3 suspected cultists during a shootout in Udebu community in Ahuada East local government area of Rivers State on Sunday evening. It was learned that members of the Iceland and Greenland cult groups terrorizing the Ahuada East and West local government areas had mobilized for a supremacy battle when the police swooped in on them. The operatives said they acted on a tip-off, arrived at the scene at about 5 p.m. and returned fire immediately. The miscreants shot at them, leading to 3 fatalities. A community source told newsmen that the leader of one of the gangs, identified as Ikechukwu Uturu, popularly known as Old School, from Ahuada East, and other hoodlums escaped with bullet wounds. The source, who pleaded anonymity, further said one locally fabricated G3 rifle, a locally fabricated pistol that uses AK-47 ammunition, charms, and other dangerous weapons were recovered from the miscreants. The Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has appointed former Secretary of the Park Management System, Oluwatomiwa Omolewa, as the new chairman of the agency. In a statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Suleiman Olorwaju, on Sunday, he also ordered the reopening of the parks, which had been under lock and key following the dissolution of the PMS disciplinary committee led by Mukaila Lamidi, popularly known as Auxiliary. According to a report, the auxiliary was declared wanted by the State Police Command for allegedly stockpiling arms and ammunition. During a raid of his hotel, the suspect reportedly escaped while some of his lieutenants were arrested by the police. The governor also announced Kasali Lawal, fondly called Babalola or Bababola, as the PMS secretary. He said the appointment was part of the reorganization of the PMS embarked upon by the state government, adding that the new management team comprises members from all the major factions in the transport union. We'll be going on a short break, and when we'll come back, News Plus continues. Stay tuned.
21st century where all the information we need is now in the palm of our hands. News from around the world, entertainment, celebrity gossip, sports, and much more. The only thing that you need is the right source. Viewer TV is now on the go. Simply check us out on our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter for all the information you need.
Welcome back. The Nigerian Customs Service Federal Operation Unit Zone D Bauchi has intercepted contraband pangolin scales weighing 216 kilograms with a duty paid value of 432 million naira. Public Relations Officer of the zone, Omar Abdullahi, confirmed the development to newsmen in Bauchi on Monday. Abdullahi said illegal wildlife trade is contrary to the provisions of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna, especially items where pangolins fall under. He also said the act contravenes Section 63 of the Custom and Excise Management Act, Cap 45 laws of Nigeria. The officers and men of the 4 Zone D of the Nigerian Customs Services under the leadership of Adelaja will not rest on their oars, he said. And the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, says his second tenure will focus on the behavioral change of residents to upgrade their lifestyle concerning the environment and economy. Makinde said this at his special Thanksgiving service held at his Cathedral of his St. Peter's Church, Aremo, Ibadan, in commemoration of the beginning of his second tenure in office.
The most important thing with our packaging on the upgrade of our lifestyle. It is difficult. I'm not going to tell you about the money. Old habits, die hard. Especially the issue of environment. The sea, the media is official refuse dump. People don't even think, they just go there, dump it, and then they leave.
Early in his sermon on the title The Bible on the Trinity, the Diocesan of Ibadan Anglican Diocese, Reverend Williams Aladekuwe, urged the people of the state to keep praying for the success of the administration.
I'm here today to thank God as friends, as family members, associates, church, state, and as a people for what God has done, what He is doing, and what He will do for us as a state through the administration of God today. People of God in Oyo State, our dear governor deserves our prayers.
Dignitaries at the service were the state deputy governor, the state chief judge, the national deputy chairman of the PDP, and some traditional rulers and others. The renewed hostility between the Tiv and Junkun ethnic groups in Wukari Local Government Council of Taraba State has become a source of concern for the Taraba Independent Peace Committee. The hostility that erupted over the weekend reportedly led to the gruesome murder of no fewer than 5 people. Condemning the act, the committee, in a statement issued on Monday to a newsman in Jalingo, the state capital, said it was aware that 2 persons were killed along the Wukari to Sokundi Road and that there was immediate reprisal in Wukari town. The statement signed by the committee's chairman, Professor Tels Ngaka, noted that the tension triggered by the killing led to the yet-to-be ascertained casualties in the council. The committee called on the governor, Agbo Kefas, to urgently wade into the crisis to stop it from escalating to the neighboring villages and local government councils. And now, an environmental expert, Olalekan Adio, has called on the federal government to take necessary pragmatic steps to reduce the current rate of plastic pollution in the country due to its consequential effects on the health of citizens and the ecosystem. Adio made the call in Ipoti, Ijero local government area of Ekiti State, while educating a cross-section of students on the danger of plastic pollution as part of activities to commemorate this year's World Environmental Day, organized by Environmental Management and Development Trust with support from UNDP, the expert who retired from the Department of Agroforestry, Osho State Agricultural Development Program, noted that the lives of Nigerians, animals, and the environment are under serious threat going by the millions of tons of plastic generated annually without a proper management system. He noted that most plastics were made from the chemical materials, from gas, oil, and even coals, saying whenever plastic waste is dumped, they release carbon dioxide and methane from landfills into the atmosphere, thereby increasing emissions that result in climate change and global warming. He called on Nigerians to emulate the habit of reducing plastic consumption and other activities inimical to the environment. And now on international, Prime Minister Alexander De Croo says Belgium will ask Ukraine to clarify whether Belgian rifles supplied to Kyiv were used by pro-Ukrainian troops to attack Russia's western border. De Croo's comment came on Monday after the Washington Post reported over the weekend that anti-Kremlin fighters, Freedom of Russia's Legion, and Russian volunteer corps who launched a cross-border attack from Ukraine in Russia's Belgorod region last month used tactical vehicles originally given to Ukraine by the United States and Poland and carried rifles made in Belgium and Czech Republic. He highlighted that Belgium would take this situation very seriously but declined to comment on possible consequences if the reports were confirmed. An Israeli court sentenced a Palestinian to life in prison for the 2015 killing of an Israeli settler in the occupied West Bank, the military said today. The Israeli military court sentenced Mort Hamed 39 to 2 life sentences for the attack, which he admitted to carrying out on behalf of the Palestinian Islamist movement Hamas. On June 29, 2015, Hamed fired at a vehicle, killing Malachi Rosenfield, 25, who was returning from a basketball game near Shiloh, an illegal settlement in the West Bank. 3 other Israelis were also injured in the attack. Hamas is considered a terrorist organization by Israel, the United States, and the European Union. Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian meets with Saudi Arabia's Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan in Cape Town, South Africa. Iran is set to reopen its embassy in Saudi Arabia on Tuesday following a 7-year closure, a diplomatic source told the media, sealing a Chinese brokered rapprochement deal announced in March. Saudi Arabia severed relations with Iran in 2016 after its embassy in Tehran and consulate in the northwestern city of Mashhad were attacked during protests. Iran's diplomatic mission, which was expelled by Saudi authorities, will return under the leadership of Alireza Enyati, who previously served as Iran's ambassador to Kuwait. Now, historical war doctrines, including strategies from trench-based conflict like World War I, are being used to train Ukrainian volunteers in the north of England. The training has, of course, been updated to address the realities of modern warfare, including the use of drones and sophisticated weaponry. Instructor says the training processing is a reciprocal one, incorporating feedback and experiences from the Ukrainian front lines to fine-tune tactics for different environments. Almost 5,000 people flee their villages near Russia's southwestern border with Ukraine as shelling intensifies. These displaced people now seek shelter in accommodation centers being provided by the city of Belgrade. Residents of the town of Shebinkino, the most affected city, settled themselves temporarily at the Belgorod Sports Center. We are trying to resettle people as quickly as possible among the nearest dormitories and other premises that are more suitable for permanent residents, affirms Valentin Demidov, mayor of Belgorod. And that's all in News Plus. Many thanks for watching. I am Deborah Ndekaife. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.